possessiveness is healthy.
No. She said that you have a sense of self-worth. And she said,
so when you have the self-worth, even the man you're living knows that he will be doing himself a lot of disservice by maybe making you angry or not coming back to you. You know, there are people that when you lose, you say, I've lost someone.
Yes, we know.
Be that person.
We are that person. But I'm telling you on this table now that you cannot just be opening. So let me give you an instance. When we were dating, I just realized that there's this girl that used to just come around, brother, okay, I come for counseling, brother. Then when they're not doing the counseling, her teeth is here.
She'll be laughing.
She will be laughing. Anytime I pass, the teeth,
jealous.
What are you looking
going
for?
on?
Is it counseling or something else?
So why is she laughing? Anyhow, when they're counseling, it's supposed to be a serious matter. You
but if laugh day inside.
No, laugh no day inside. She was just grinning from ear to ear. She's so relaxed. I said, brother, this counseling has to stop because I don't get it. He said, why? I said, no, the counseling has to stop. You're not the only brothers leader in the fellowship. Let them find another brothers leader because I don't understand this smile. And I was in my rights to do so because I later found out that she had a game plan. So possessiveness, see, I'm not asking for too much. Love me. Love.
So
what she did was she had defined it. So let's not say unhealthy.
She's talking
let's say obsession.
No.
Possessiveness is not a bad thing.
Possessiveness is a rich family. Calm down, because the word, you know, the way we understood the word generally is how we should live it. You know, when we put it like this now, people say, it's busy God that said it on live TV.
Hey, boy, it's dictionary.
So I can be possessive.
It's English like
Some
language.
people are so possessive. Their mother-in-law is knocking at the door outside. They don't want to see. And if they come now, my husband, I was at that point one time. My husband's brother had been abroad for so long. And then when he visited that night, I did not see my husband. I waited 1 a.m.
They went out.
And that time,
they were gisting.
He now slept off on the floor while his brother was on the bed. So I now crawled past twice. That one now woke him up. He said, is that the one that said that should come? That one say, you they crawl. I say, they crawl, I be a one knock. If not be out of respect, if I bang that door, you know. But he was fine. He was in his right to have missed his brother, to have a conversation with his brother. It's okay that he was there. But the way I called the checker, I said, because I was a young bride. Where I am right now, I beg you, now you can do for 2 minutes.
Can you imagine?
Come on when you're ready.
I reject this.
No, but that's how I am now. Really.
No, I
can be indoors. Yes, you can be hosting his entire family as head of family outside. And I'm in my room. When he consigned me, they will shout. In fact, my neighbors already know my name.
Me, I have not matured out of my possessiveness.
Are you serious?
I have not matured out of my possessiveness. I've learned how to manage it better, but I have not matured out of it. I am possessive. Tope. I want attention. I'm telling you myself. I want attention, and I let him know. I want you to be accountable.
You're not first wife or first son. Right now where I am, if you do not tell me something, I really don't want to know.
In support.
Yeah, because you give me responsibilities.
Pioneer Capital said men should allow their wives to have their phone password.
I have his password.
Also, don't give your spouse any reason to suspect you. Be open when you're open. There's no room for
let me say this.
That's making you suspect.
I think that there's a major lesson that I learned in my journey, because I have to acknowledge I'm actually a very, very possessive person. I can tilt towards being a little bit on the monitoring.
You like this? I'm shocked.
I'm the nicest person to everybody. You see my husband? Oh no. We don't play there. We don't play there. No. I don't play with him. Even my relationship with him is very, very different from my relationship with every other person. So I can be really like, well, he might fight. It's like, you don't fight anybody, I don't fight anybody. But you see my husband, I fight my husband. Because you and I, we are in the same trouser. Yeah, so your decision affects my life forever. So you must make the right decision. So but I had to learn to get a life. I had to learn to get friendship. I had to learn because I was loving to choking point for him.
You realize.
And I realized that I should give him room to breathe. But I couldn't create that room because it was my life. he and my. So I had to
diagnose now.
You know, their sibling.
Anxious attachment style.
Maybe.
And he is probably an avoidant attachment.
He had his siblings. You didn't have siblings.
I did not have. So I had to explain to him.
Anybody who don't do 2 hours. 2 hours is too much. Now don't make everybody come they go.
So no, but I had to understand myself that I didn't have siblings. My only love relationship with my parents. So being you that and I am loving me, you is from my parents to my husband's house. So my husband was like everything. He's still everything, but I have friends, and those friends help me to balance it. It was important for me to have friends. So I had to pray about it because those friends helped me to create a bit of balance. If not, I would have used love to finish it.
Let me tell you something. This is just very pivotal, and unfortunately, we don't talk about this enough. So back in the day, marriages were for a reason. Friendships were for a reason.
All the shifts.
So now, because everybody wants to be on their own, we now put all the burden of friendship, your club, family on one person.
Thank you.
The romantic partner should not carry the burden of being your friend, your best friend, your family, your father, your mother, and also be a romantic lover. In this, it's heavy, and we don't talk about this because many people don't understand what's going on. That's why after a while, everybody just gets tired. Like, I'm just tired. Can we just pack up? Let's just go, because you've not had an outlet aside from your romantic partner to share. To
don't forget, it's supposed to be romance.
It's supposed to be romance. So you now bring family problem. You bring motherhood, you bring everything to him. The burden is too much on one person. So the best is, I like the fact that you now highlighted, you now have friends, have relationships outside your marriage. Have friends. If you want to belong to a club, those days I used to see my grandmother go to clubs.
Now we understand.
Weekends like this, they have their own meeting club, this meeting club, this everything. When they come back home, they are refreshed. Then you can now use your freshness to face your romantic lover and back inside the room.
Let me take Gladys. Welcome to the show and welcome to the conversation. How you doing?
My sister Abigail, you understand?
I understand fully.
I'm a first-time caller.
Yay, welcome to the show.
I really enjoy watching your show a lot.
Thank you.
Kind of empowering for women most of the times, if not all of the time.
Thank you.
What I want to say about this jealousy and possessiveness, sometimes I believe it's healthy, but there should be a level where when it crosses the line, you know that it has become something else. It's nice and okay for us to be jealous for our partners, our husbands, our wives, but it should not be something that will make the relationship sour or that will bring aggression or stuff like that. And another thing I would like to say about it is that sometimes distrust, when your spouse has broken your loyalty, you don't trust that person again. So you tend to be very jealous. If, peradventure, I'm a woman and my partner or my husband has cheated on me, the moment I see him with a lady, my brain just goes somehow and like I start fighting from within. I'm fine anything, I start fighting physically. That's just an example. So trust issues sometimes make women or men have jealousy or possessiveness problems. But most of the times, I think it's healthy, but there should be boundaries. There should be limits. It shouldn't go out of order. It shouldn't go out of order. The truth, you should understand yourself. Trust yourself to the extent that when you hear something or see something, you will be able to be calm and want to find out what really happened or why did this thing happen before you start reacting irrationally. So that's my
thank you so much. Thank you. I love that. I also think that it brought up a conversation around betrayal brought me to a point of previous experience of betrayal. If you've been in a relationship with a cheat before, the likelihood of you being a more suspicious partner is very high because you have been once bitten, twice shy. So how can we help someone who has been in a relationship who has been betrayed before, or maybe your father was a serial cheat? That also happens that's what you grew up with, where you grew up with a father that was always cheating, or you also had past cheating relationship, when you get married, you likely would be more suspicious because this is your template that you are coming in with. How can we help such a person to find a healthy...
I can even understand those who have experienced it. The people who watch it from film.
And now bring it to
a particular Asian channel that when you watch it, you just create all those their future as your reality. Think
no, but you know, movies are like movies are like they can become a reality. They real life.
Yeah.
Your brain can begin to think of it.
Hey, but it's not your own reality now. You now watch it and start to suspect everybody.
Let me take Beauty. Beauty has called it from London. Let's not waste Beauty's credit. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful lady.
Good morning.
The topic for today. I just want to add my own view.
Okay.
Now, jealousy and this word.
Oh, so sorry we lost that call, but you know,
okay, so that's
I was saying, I was going somewhere that, you know, for some people, those were their experiences from their past. And it will be important that you heal. But I know those who are who work themselves up from circumstances. Okay, I didn't experience this, maybe Abigail did, but after I will come home. I was at that point when I was, you know, doing a lot of divorce cases. I would just come home. It was domestic violence cases. You know, happened from my house. But that just walk up past me. Just because somebody had, you know, poured in their problems, I couldn't separate from it from the office. I carried it home, and then it affected my home. I had to work myself to that point where once you are telling me it has ended, it has finished, I'm able to detach from it. You know, you get there. So some people really, those are the experiences. When they come into that marriage, they should acknowledge that problem. Because it's
verbalize it with your partner.
And yes, and explain it so that you're able to. And you also must be deliberate about detaching from that experience and allowing yourself experience a new relationship. Because if you carry it into every relationship, everybody is a suspect.
Yeah, I watched a movie. I watched some series back to back, and there was a lot of cheating in those movies, and I became more FBI for a season, and I had to remind myself, like, why are you doing this? You know, because I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm being more anxious than I usually would be. And it wasn't based on anything he did. It was just because I had watched a movie where the guy was a bad guy. He was such a bad guy that I was not projecting what I got from that movie. So when you say his film is not ordinary film, when you watch films about it gets into your mind. So I had to stop it. There's a series I was watching. I stopped it because that series kept over and over again about trauma going from one generation to the next. And I said, why am I watching this?
But that's not your story.
It's not my story, and it would not be my story, so I'm not going to watch it anymore. So I stopped. So I think that this thing about movies and what you watch, you might not know that that's where it's triggering an insecurity you probably already had. So if you are watching something about cheating and all of that, stop watching it because you don't need it. Watch romantic comedy. Watch the one that will make you laugh. The one that will love. Watch Acholugo. Buy the house for me. Watch it again and again and start visualizing the fact that the man will just come and say, I have bought the street for you.
Just to get your number.
Just to get your number.
So I think many of us are traumatized and we have not healed and we are not aware. So some people are on one spectrum of not being aware that they even have trauma. That the life that they are living right now is not even the life they are meant to live. There's something we say in life coaching. Who is driving your red car? They are not the ones driving their red car. They are living a life that either their mother has lived, their father has lived. Everything is embedded in the subconscious, and that's what they are living. There are some on a spectrum where they understand that, okay, I am traumatized, but they are not ready to get the necessary healing. And when you're in that spot, you get into a relationship. Everything that is your trauma can be triggered by what your partner is doing. So he comes to the studio, he smiles with Abigail, and because I already have a trauma of infidelity or lack of trust or someone cheating behind, that smile he smiled at Abigail has to explain to me why he's smiling at Abigail, right? The smile would have just been an innocent smile. He could have smiled at any other person. So we need to understand where we are as a people. And I like the fact that we're not rushing people to get into marriages very fast these days. We're allowing people to mature to a certain level before they now start getting into marriages. Because when you get into, you know, if it's a relationship, we can easily break up. Nobody knows. Carry my bag, you carry your bag. We are done with the relationship. But when it's marriage and there's a breakup that is coming, it affects every other person, the family, the children, and all of that. So it's important that we pay a lot more attention to who we are. Self-awareness is key. why am I reacting this way? Why am I this anxious? Why am I this possessive? Why am I this obsessed? What is going on? What is there in my subconscious that I have not healed? Could it be from how I saw my father act, or how I saw my mother act, or how, you know, it's been in my lineage that this is it? And that film you are running away from, it's not for you to run away from trauma, it's for you to understand that the battles you don't fight is waiting for your children. There's nothing. You see how these household enemies we call when we are praying? It's not that somebody is doing you, it's that you are doing yourself if you don't heal certain things. So if you understand it, then you can now start looking, why do I act this way? Why do I do this? Man, know thyself. And then you can prefer how you can move forward. If you need to get a therapist, get a therapist. Because I do not understand why you'll be in a situation, in a relationship where you cannot trust. It's a problem.
Let me tell you a joke. My husband was sleeping in the afternoon one day. Sarah Yeku was doing community report on TVC News. And then as she was rounding up the news, somebody sleeping, I woke up, I'm Sarah Yeku, reporting for TVC News. I said, well, that's Shelley.
You have said it before now.
He woke up and said it.
He woke up and called, he likes her voice.
Okay.
I say,
I know,
Sarah, me and you.
She has said,
Thank God you don't have that trauma.
To you.
Honestly.
I came to office to come and ask Sarah, what happened? I don't know before. That's how life is.
No, but you see how you took it as a joke now. Somebody would have thought that Sarah is doing something that is making my husband attracted to her, and it becomes an issue.
Or start thinking that he's so there's no need. We need to love ourselves. And honestly, we're out of time. But I think that Cinema that was saying she's not going to share tools. Is it not you that have shared tools at the end of the day? We need to realize that this thing called trauma, whether we acknowledge it or not, if it is already there, it is there, and it plays out. And it will be sad for the person on the receiving end. Insecurity is trauma. If you've always felt rejected growing up, most likely you would get into a relationship and put the burden of affirming you on that person. So I think it's extremely important. I like what Abigail said about accountability. If you are in a relationship, you're accountable to your partner. So you should be able to let your partner know where you're going to and all of that. Honor your partner with your accountability. Have a sense of self-worth. Love yourself. Know that you are valuable. Know what, like, I am the table. If you miss this table, you have missed a whole lot. Or yours is your case. And don't, Nima, don't look at another person's table and be harassing your own table. Build your own table too. If you have married somebody, you know, sometimes they'll look at us like this and be saying, why are you not like this one? Somebody is building this table. Build your own table. Then the idea about being productive and being busy. Because if you are not busy, you might end up using that time to occupy and keep somebody else, workshop. You know. I don't mind devil's workshop kind of thing. Yes. And I think that this talk about betrayal is so important. We did not dig into it much. But if you have been betrayed before, please go for therapy. If you are in a relationship and your partner has betrayed you, you might think you've forgiven, but both of you should go for therapy. It will help you in managing the relationship going forward. Therapy is a beautiful thing. It helps you to take a better look at life. And we have many amazing life coaches. Pay them. BC is one of them. Pay them. Let them help you understand your emotion and heal so that you are a complete human being dealing with life, not carrying baggages from the past. Thank you, ladies, for an amazing show. I have professors, you know, on the table today, so it was a resourceful show. If you missed any part of it, you missed a whole lot. Go to YouTube and watch the replay. That's what we can take today. You will meet them again tomorrow. That's my wonderful ones in the middle there for your view pigeon. For me, tomorrow. It is next week. From Nima and I, it is still next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.